Hola! Today you're going to be taking notes about how to conjugate the very irregular verb gustar and an additional 5 verbs that are similar to gustar. What all of these verbs will have in common is that you use the same format to conjugate every single one of them, or change them to mean something slightly different. Your job is to watch and listen to the notes, fill in all of the blanks, and complete the 2 translation exercises on Página 2. Come to class with questions, and we will definitely make sure to spend some extra time practicing and reviewing. First off, the most important thing you need to remember about gustar is that it only has 2 conjugations. There's a singular form, which is gusta, and a plural form, which is gustan. These are the only 2 forms of gustar that exist that can be used in the present tense, which is what we are currently working with. You also need to keep in mind that when it comes to deciding whether or not you're going to use gusta, the singular form, or gustan, the plural form, you're not looking for a typical subject pronoun that we've used in the past and that we'll be using again very shortly to conjugate verbs. What you're looking at to figure out whether or not to use gusta or gustan is the word that follows right after the conjugation. So if the word that's right after gustar is a singular noun, like el libro, el marcador, la profesora, el estudiante, or the infinitive of a verb such as bailar, cantar, comer, vivir, you are going to use gusta. You only use gustan if the word that comes directly after the conjugation of gustar is a plural noun, such as libros, estudiantes, profesoras. So keep in mind, this is another big thing that's different about the verb gustar. Let's go back there for a second. The other thing you need to know, as we already said, is you're not going to be looking for those subject pronouns that we use to conjugate other verbs. The pronouns that go in front of the verb gustar are me, te, le, and nos, os, les. We never ever, and this will be emphasized again at the end, use words like yo or tú or nosotros right before a conjugation of the verb gustar. The verb gustar, you also need to be aware, doesn't really mean to like. It means to please or to be pleasing. So when we're saying me gusta dormir, we're not really saying I like to sleep. We're saying sleeping pleases me, or sleeping is pleasing to me. Finally, you need to be aware of the conjugations for gustar. You'll notice that there are 2 different ways to say I like. Me gusta, which is the singular form, and me gustan, which is the plural form. You'll also notice that this pattern continues for every other conjugation of gustar. Te gusta is the singular form of you like, talking informally to a friend or someone you know well. Te gustan is the plural form. Le gusta is the singular form of the verb, singular form of the way to say he or she likes, or you like formal. If you are talking about an adult, someone you're meeting for the first time, someone you don't know well. And le gustan is the plural form. We like, the singular form is nos gusta, the plural form is nos gustan. You all like, only used in Spain for this specific form. Os gusta, singular. Os gustan, plural. And then they like, or you all like, that's used pretty much everywhere else, is les gusta for the singular form, and les gustan for the plural form. Now, look at the top of Página 2. Using the notes that you just took and your vocabulary sheet for assistance with words you don't remember well or with which you need assistance, translate the sentences that you see at the top of Página 2 from Inglés to Español. Once you're done, restart the video to help you finish up. You also need to be aware that there are more verbs that follow the exact same pattern as gustar when we conjugate them. Encantar means to love a place or a thing. So if I were to say, me encanta California, it would mean that I love California, or technically California is enchanting to me. Aburrir means to bore. Now, I personally am not a math person, so if some of you are, I apologize for my example. But my example here is going to be, me aburren las matemáticas. Math bores me. I said me aburren because las matemáticas, the noun and article that directly follow the verb conjugation, are plural. Molestar is to bother or to annoy. Interesar is to interest. And importar is to matter or to be important. Pause the video for another moment or so, and let's see what you can do with the conjugations with the translations at the bottom of Página 2. Once you're done, go to the top of Página 3 to finish up. The final thing to remember is that what we never use with the verb gustar, and things that I have seen in the past with this class and others, are the subject pronouns that we use when we conjugate almost other verbs. We don't use them with gustar or the other 5 verbs that were just introduced that follow the same format. So, the subject pronouns here, you need to write in the box at the top of Página 3, and please draw a nice big X through them to indicate that you don't use them. Also, we don't use proper nouns right in front of gustar. We're not going to use the name of a person or a city or a tourist location right in front of the verb gustar. That's it for notes. We'll be doing a quick warm-up to see how you did on the notes next time we meet, and then we will touch base to see where we need to do a little extra practice and clarify. Gracias.